Good morning, team. Yesterday, we saw a big turmoil in US market as many banks trading was stopped and many banks were down more than 50%. And now even now there were multiple agencies which were giving confidence saying that all depositors will get money, but the market failed to believe them, or maybe market took it very negative that equity shareholders' wealth may be eroded. Even President Joe Biden vowed to hold banks accountable for their collapse. Whatever I'm seeing, this looks like a period like 2008. So we need to understand many people will be holding positions in F&O and even in E-margin. This is a very dangerous time. As VIX is increasing, if you are having margin position and if the stock corrects, it is very difficult for recovery within 15-20 days or even 2 months. Now, in 2008, January market NIFTY made a high. And after that, it corrected. I think the high was in Sensex, I recollected it is 21,000. From there, we corrected till 8,000. So any correction can be a bit negative. We are not saying whether it will correct or not, but things are not looking good. So there can be some impact of the US fall down. So yesterday itself we saw a few deals happening. One was BlackRock exiting Sona BLW. They had about 20%, slightly about 20% stake. They have sold it. But the people who have bought it are strong people. Singapore fund has bought it. Indian mutual fund has bought it. It has gone into a very strong hand. From here, we think the worst for Sona BLW is over because BlackRock selling was the event. Why the stock was correcting. Now, as BlackRock has exited, it is positive. But coming to the market, liquidity will dry off. Liquidity is something where a smallest fear also will make liquidity run. So there is a fear in global markets. So we need to be careful. I'm not talking about investment. I'm talking about leverage position. People who have bought in E-margins or in F&O should be very careful. Now, market will recover, but how much time it will take to recover is something we don't know, and many people will not know. So one has to be very careful. And we are slightly negative on NBFC as interest rates are not cooling down. The inflation data also came higher. So we feel interest rate cut is not there even after this crisis, where normally interest rates will start to stop and we will see a reversal. But the street is divided. So we need to be careful. So NBFC is something we will be negative because rising funds will become very difficult for NBFC. GAIL has announced a dividend of 4 rupees. We are very positive on long term because now gas prices have cooled down. So this will be very positive for GAIL, which had a very high gas prices, which they were not able to pass to the customers. So going forward, I think the profitability is likely to increase, whereas their revenue will drop, but that will help them in doubling their margins and other part. Tech Mahindra is one story we like. We have a long-term buy in that Tech Mahindra. So I think any correction should be used for buy in Tech Mahindra. Even in Mahindra CIE, Mahindra has sold 6.05% stake in the CIE automation business for 821 crores. Balance, they have only 3.19%. And very soon, this also they will exit. PNB Housing has received SEBI approval for 2,500 crore right issue. GMDC bags 2 coal mines block in Odisha. Chinese Premier Xi would visit Putin next week, and he will also speak to Ukraine President Zelensky. So this move is very interesting. Recently, China has brokered a peace deal between Saudi and Iran. So no, it is very interesting deal, and I will tell you, no, Saudi and Iran are locked on many proxy war. So no, this deal will help Saudi and Iran to pull out their troops in many countries, or even supplying through arms and ammunition for few people. So a very interesting deal he has done previously, Iran and Saudi Arabia. Now all the globe will be watching whether he can put a deal or end the fight in Russia and Ukraine. So this is very interesting, and already crude and precious metals have dropped due to the ongoing crisis from the US banks. So this is very positive for India, because crude dropping by 5%. No, already it is below 80, and from here also correction looks healthy for India. Even grass prices coming down is very positive. So I think we are in a long-term positive market, but short-term, these events can shake up. And we have seen the crisis which we know never makes a correction. So correction comes from something which we don't know. All of a sudden, from nowhere, COVID came, market corrected from 12,000 Nifty level to 7,500. So even Lehman crisis was something which was not known. So market corrected. What is known? Russia-Ukraine war was known for a very long time. It is more than 1 year the war is going. Market never corrected. So market is always unique. So we need to know any correction which happens. It doesn't say us and come. It is always a surprise. And that is what we are facing. So it can be a deeper correction. It can be a very normal correction. But leverage portion is where we are afraid of. Quality stocks, we don't need to worry. Any good correction would be an opportunity to add more. For a long-term investor, I don't foresee any correction. India is at a very strong wicket. Yesterday also I have given data. Now, even our minister has said 750 will be our export, $750 billion. Almost, it will be from trade and IT services. IT services now is something which is doing very good, and we have remittances coming from abroad. So I think India is in a great strength. So we don't need to worry about us, but the worry is about global markets. So if we handle the situation very good, then I think it will create a long-term investment opportunity at current levels, or even when it corrects. Over to you, Kshitija.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. अभी हम लोग ये कॉल को ऊपर कर लेते हैं. तो फर्स्ट अपडेट जो है वो कृष्णा डायग्नोस्टिक के ऊपर है. कंपनी ने अभी 100 मोर पैथोलॉजी कलेक्शन सेंटर से ऑपरेशनलाइज ऐड किए हैं, और ये जो फैसिलिटी है वो प्रोवाइड करेंगे बेसिकली लैब इन्वेस्टिगेशन. और ये अंडर जो हृदय सम्राट बाला साहेब ठाकरे चिकित्सक बीएमसी डिस्पेंसरी हॉस्पिटल से मुंबई में, उनके अंडर ये स्कीम के अंडर होगा. और अभी कंपनी के ऑपरेशनलाइज 300 पैथोलॉजी कलेक्शन सेंटर है एज ऑन डेट. द नेक्स्ट अपडेट है लुपिन के ऊपर. यूएसएफडी है, उन्होंने कंप्लीट किया है उनका जो इंस्पेक्शन था लुपिन बायो रिसर्च सेंटर पुणे में. लुपिन बायो रिसर्च जो सेंटर है वो कंडक्ट होता है बीए बीई के पीके पीडी और जो इंट्रोवर्ट बीई बायोसिमिलर स्टडीज है उसके. इंस्पेक्शन है वो क्लोज विदाउट एनी ऑब्जर्वेशन हुआ है, और सेंटर का है कि सक्सेसफुली अंडरग्राउंड हुआ है 7 कंसेक्यूटिव ऑन-साइट इंस्पेक्शन. टाटा केमिकल कंपनी है, उसमें जो फेच का रेटिंग है वो रिवाइज किया है. लॉन्ग टर्म फॉरेन करेंसी इश्यूड डिफॉल्ट रेटिंग है IDR, वो पॉजिटिव हुआ है फ्रॉम स्टेबल से, और अफर्म रेटिंग हुआ है BB+. द नेक्स्ट अपडेट है IT सेक्टर के ऊपर. कल जो ग्लोबल मार्केट में जो बैंक्स है उसमें बहुत ही बड़ा फॉल देखा गया. तो उसमें फर्स्ट जो रिपब्लिकन बैंक है उसमें भी बहुत बड़ा फॉल देखा गया. तो उसके जो क्लाइंट्स है वो HCL टेक है, एम्फोसिस है और परसिस्टेंस है. तो हम लोग को लगता है कि ये स्लो डाउन करेगा टेक स्पेंड्स में, और इसका इम्पैक्ट BFSI जो ग्रोथ है और IT कंपनीज में होगी. तो इतना BFSI जो सेगमेंट है ये इतना उसके लिए अच्छा नहीं है. तो हमारा बिलीफ है कि आप जो लार्ज कैप स्टॉक्स है उस पे बने रहना है. उसमें इन्फोसिस और TCS है. सूर्या रोशनी जो कंपनी है उनको ऑर्डर मिला है 96 करोड़ का HPCL से, और ये हाई मार्जिन API पाइप का है, तो ये कंपनी के लिए पॉजिटिव न्यूज है। करंटली स्टॉक के ऊपर बाय रेटिंग है लॉन्ग टर्म टाइम फ्रेम से। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है मार्केट के ऊपर। कल हम लोगों ने देखा कि जो ग्लोबल मार्केट में बैंक्स बहुत ही मतलब ऑलमोस्ट 50% के अराउंड डाउन थे, और मतलब मार्केट ये डाइजेस्ट नहीं कर पा रहा है, क्योंकि बहुत सारे फेड ने भी बोला कि जो डिपॉजिटर्स है उनको उनके मतलब पैसे मिलने वाले हैं, बट ये मार्केट बिलीव नहीं कर रहा है। तो ये जो अभी जो पीरियड है वो 2008 जैसा लग रहा है। तो इमेजिन है और FNO पोजिशंस है वो थोड़ा उनके लिए जरा डेंजरस टाइम है, तो उनको अपनी जो पोजीशंस है वो थोड़ी कम करने या ऑलमोस्ट आप केयरफुल रहना है उसमें, क्योंकि स्टॉक्स करेक्ट होने स्टॉक जिस हिसाब से करेक्ट हो रहा है तो रिकवरी के लिए टाइम लगेगा। वो पता नहीं है कि वीक होगा मंथ होगा, बट रिकवर होगा, बट इट विल टेक टाइम। सो इमेजिन पोजीशन और FNO है उनको केयरफुल रहना है। देन हम लोगों ने कल भी अपडेट दिया था कि ब्लैक रॉक है, उन्होंने सोनाकॉम जो है उसमें एग्जिट किया था अराउंड 20% स्टेक। और तो लिक्विडिटी भी मार्केट में से ड्राई ऑफ हो रही है, क्योंकि ग्लोबल मार्केट में फियर है उसके कारण। तो मार्केट इसके वजह से हम लोग निगेटिव है NBFC सेगमेंट में, क्योंकि इन्फ्लेशन डेटा भी हायर है, इंटरेस्ट रेट कट का भी कोई अभी तक अनुमान नहीं है, तो उसके कारण हम लोग निगेटिव है NBFC के सेगमेंट में। सो ओवरऑल हम लोग देखें तो मार्केट में फियर है, तो हम लोग को केयरफुल रहना है। करेक्शन लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए जो इन्वेस्टर है उनके लिए बाइंग अपॉर्चुनिटी रहेगी, बट जो शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेडर्स और इमेजिन और FNO है उनको ट्रेड इन और ट्रेड आउट वेरी केयरफुली विद स्ट्रिक्टली स्टॉप लॉस फॉलो करना है। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है गेल के ऊपर। कंपनी ने 4 रुपीज का डिविडेंड डिक्लेयर किया है, तो ये और उनका जो प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी है वो भी इंक्रीज हो रहा है, तो लॉन्ग टर्म के हिसाब से गेल के ऊपर हमारा पॉजिटिव आउटलुक है। देन इसके अलावा टेक महिंद्रा है, उसमें भी हमारा लॉन्ग टर्म बाय कॉल है। तो जैसे ही अभी मार्केट में करेक्शन है तो ये स्टॉक में भी करेक्शन आ सकता है, तो इसको आपको बाइंग अपॉर्चुनिटी के हिसाब से देखना है, और लॉन्ग टर्म टाइम फ्रेम से आप टेक महिंद्रा को देख सकते हो। महिंद्रा CI है, उसमें भी कल हम लोगों ने अपडेट दी थी M&M ने उसका जो स्टेक था महिंद्रा CI का वो सेल किया है अराउंड 6% के, और अभी जो उनका बचा हुआ बैलेंस है 3.19%, वो भी बहुत ही जल्द एग्जिट करेंगे, तो ये स्टॉक को भी एक बार वॉच आउट कर सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट अपडेट है PNB हाउसिंग फाइनेंस के ऊपर। जो कंपनी है उनको सेबी से अप्रूवल मिला है कि वो 2500 करोड़ राइट इशू से शेयर्स रेज कर सकते हैं, और कंपनी का इंटेंट रहेगा कि ये यूटिलाइज नेट प्रोसीड जो इशू टूवर्ड्स जो आर्ग्यूमेंट है कैपिटल बेस का उसके लिए यूज करेंगे। देन नेक्स्ट अपडेट है क्रूड के प्राइसेस बहुत ही नीचे जा रहे हैं, और मेटल भी जो प्रेशियस मेटल है उसमें भी हम लोग ड्रॉप मतलब जो प्राइस है उसमें फॉल देखा गया है। तो ये पॉजिटिव होगा इंडिया के लिए, क्योंकि क्रूड ऑलरेडी 5% डाउन है और बिलो 80 है, तो ये हेल्दी रहेगा करेक्शन, और लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए मार्केट के हिसाब से ये पॉजिटिव है, क्योंकि ये इवेंट्स जो है वो मार्केट को बहुत ही जल्दी मतलब से हिला देते हैं। जैसे कि कोविड में हम लोगों ने देखा कि 12,000 से 7,500 मार्केट में मूवमेंट आई थी। तो ये जो क्राइसिस है हम लोग को पता नहीं रहते कि कब होगा, तब भी बड़ा करेक्शन आता है। जैसे कि हम लोग को लेमन क्राइसिस पता नहीं था, कोविड का पता नहीं था, बट रशिया यूक्रेन का जो वॉर था वो 1 ईयर चल रहा है, तो वो टाइम पे करेक्शन इतना हुआ नहीं। बट जो सरप्राइजेस इवेंट रहते हैं उसमें जो करेक्शन रहता है वो कभी कभी डीपर रहता है, नॉर्मल रहता है। तो ये पता नहीं रहता है, तो आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए ये अपॉर्चुनिटी यूज करनी है। क्वालिटी स्टॉक से उसमें घबराने की कोई चिंता नहीं है, क्योंकि वो स्टॉक जल्दी जैसे ही मार्केट रिकवर होगा तो ये स्टॉक जल्दी रिकवर होंगे। और गवर्नमेंट ने भी कल बोला था कि हमारा जो एक्सपोर्ट है वो अराउंड 7 बिलियन है, रेमिटेंस भी काफी अच्छा है, IT सर्विस से आ रहा है। तो ओवरऑल ये लॉन्ग टर्म के हिसाब से इंडिया अभी स्ट्रॉन्ग पोजीशन पे है। तो आप लॉन्ग टर्म के टाइम फ्रेम से देख रहे हो तो ये एक अच्छी इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी है। शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए आपको स्ट्रिक्टली स्टॉप लॉस फॉलो करने हैं और केयरफुल रहना है।
Technical and derivatives update. If we see, global turmoil has again hammered Indian indices. India NIFTY yesterday breaches the February month low place at 17,255 levels, and we made a low near about 17,100 level. Now, technically, if we see, then India Nifty is trading in a negative territory, and we are expecting that index should test 17,000 and the 16,600 levels. First, the 17,000 level should be an immediate support for the index. If index fails to hold these levels, then 16,600 and 16,500 would be ideally tested. And the reason for that 17,000 level being a 50% retracement mark of the rally from the bottom lows of 15,200 to 18,900 levels. So this should be an ideal bull's last time for the indices to bounce up. So all this view can be negative. Index also rises above 17,800, which we feel that which is very difficult looking at the global scenario and indices over there. So anybody having long positions should try to exit any bounce or pullbacks are having on that. Secondly, on the sectoral front, if you see, then PSU bank, private banks, and auto, realty, and consumer, all the majority sectors were trading in the red only. And now currently RSI oscillator is also placed at 35 odd levels. So we can see that another fall towards 30 odd levels can be seen in that. Similarly, Bank Nifty also tested yesterday at 200 levels, which is placed around 39,600 odd levels. And we had post a closing below that. So Bank Nifty has also cut its previous swing low. And the advanced decline on the Bank Nifty was that all the major stocks were on the losing side, like IndusInd Bank, Union Bank, SBI, and PNB in the deep red. So the bias for the Bank Nifty on the monthly structure is also still negative, and any pullback seen in the Bank Nifty index should be used to exit long position. The supports are seen near about 38,500, 38,200 levels, and the resistance will be seen around 42,000 levels. So coming to the derivative OI data, if we see the Nifty futures have added short volume to the tune of 1%, and the TCR also swung from 0.89 to 0.7, and adding to the weakness to the indices. On the options front, if we see call additions are seen at 17,500 and 17,700, while on the put side, 17,000 and 16,800 would be the critical zones for the Nifty. While as on the Bank Nifty, short deltas were at 7.27%, addition of short delta when the TCR also swung from 0.66 to 0.5, and the TCR has had oversold, so some bounce would be expected in the trading today or tomorrow. Major call additions were seen at 40,000 odd levels for the call side, and the put side 39,500 was the level. Now coming to the FI data, FIs are still on the shorter side. They have added again a short position by 7,500 contracts. So net long short ratio stood at 128,000. So if we see that FIs are not in the mood of covering that short position, we are trying to liquidate and then again trying to create a fresh positions in the index for the same. And now long short ratio stands at 16%. Similarly, in the cash market also, FI sold to 1546 crores and DI bought to 1418 crores. Long window for the March expiry we have seen in Tech Mahindra and ICICI Bank. For yesterday's trading session, shorts were seen in the Apgala and IndusInd Bank. Now, one thing to notice is that India VIX has now started to rise, and it has given a breakout of on 15 odd levels. So if we sustains above these levels, so there would be more volatility in the index. So India VIX rising towards 17 and moving about, and it can move towards 2021. So this could add volatility to the index. So one should keep that trading positions light unless India VIX cools off. So that's it from mine. I'll hand over to Devang sir for more updates. Thank you.
Thank you, Hitendra. Good morning, all. So, a couple of fundamental news from my end. First, on Surya Roshni. So, Surya Roshni has received an order worth rupees 96 crores from HPCL for high margin API pipes. This bodes well for the stock, and we have a buy rating on the stock. Second, on the IT sector, so among the banks that had witnessed fall yesterday, we believe First Republic Bank is the client of HCL Tech, Emphasis, and Persistent. We believe this will lead to slowdown in tech spend and will impact BFSI growth of IT companies. BFSI is the largest segment in IT and contributes around 30 to 35% of their overall revenues. And this does not bode well for IT sector. Hence, we believe that it's better to stick to large caps like Infosys and TCS in the near term till the certainty or uncertainty, comes down. So on Tata Chemicals, Fitch rating on March 13th has revised the outlook for the company. Long-term foreign currency issuer default rating to positive from stable and affirmed the rating at BB+. So this is a positive thing. From Lupin, the United States Food and Drug Administration has completed an inspection of Lupin's Bio Research Center in Pune. Lupin's Bio Research Center conducts BABE, PKPD, in vitro B and biosimilar studies. The inspection closed without any observation. The center has has successfully undergone its 7th consecutive on-site inspection. So this is a positive news for Lupin overall. In terms of Krishna Diagnostic said it has operationalized 100 more pathology collection centers to provide services of lab investigation facilities under Hindu Hriday Samrat Balasaheb Thackeray Chikitsa for BMC dispensaries and hospitals in Mumbai. With this, the company has operationalized 300 pathology collection centers as on date. For Tube Investment of India, the company signed a deal with N. Govindrajan to incorporate a subsidiary to foray into contract development and manufacturing operations business. The company will invest 285 crores and Govindrajan will invest 15 crores in the form of equity and compulsory convertible preference shares. So this expansion bodes well for Tube Investment. In terms of Exita Cotton, the company has received an order worth 2.72 million, which is approximately 22.48 crores from Bangladesh-based Terra Spinning Mills and Khadiza Sadek Spinning Mills for supply of Indian cotton mills by 30th April 2023.